Hope everyone is all right this evening. This has been a long but productive day. I think I was able to get about 6, 7 videos in. I have 2 more that I want to get to. There is no point in doing those videos live, however, because the door is on. Not to mention, I need a break. I've done several. So I want to get a game of chess in. I'm going to get 2 in. As always, the rules are the same. Any game that's played, for the most part, the game has to be analyzed. If I lose, I have the option of analyzing it if I win. And I think I always analyze it regardless. I keep these to single videos or to single games because I think it's a little bit more accessible. You know, doing a video like 6 hours of chess is a little bit much. Those are the only 2 rules that's associated with it. I don't control who comes up in the game board. Meaning, when I hit the button, someone pops up and a game of chess is played. It's a cage match. I don't control it. If I fall out of it, meaning if anything happens and I lose connection, I automatically lose. Same thing with the person. The machine automatically chooses a person, just plucks them out of the ether, plops them, you play, your rating goes up or down accordingly. My goal in this is to try to get there at least 2,000. I started this from 1,600. I'm trying to get my skill back. So, I think that's everything. I'm going to cut sound off when I'm playing, only because I have the radio playing and I don't necessarily want that to translate through. But otherwise, let's play some chess. By the way, the 2 stories I have for tonight, one is in the UK and one is a story by the Navy doing UFO stuff. 2145. Oh, all right. And I'm at 1900. Hold the line. Hold the line. I'm at 1900. All right. Hold the line. Hold the fucking line. Beachhead. Beachhead is right.
Check. 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 Check.
Play this game. God damn it, I can play this game. If I can't do anything else, they may say, man, he, said a lot in his videos. Or, maybe he wasn't quite good at understanding people's boundaries. Meaning, when he's pushing forward in an argument, if the person is showing stress, maybe you should pull off. All sorts of things can be said about him. Maybe he talks about stuff too much. Maybe he explains too much. All of those things. But at the end of it all, after everything is said, at the end of it, they said, but that boy could play some chess. Play some chess. Play this game. I'm going to show this game. This game was awesome. Part and parcel because I won. There was that. Part and parcel because his rating is 2145. There's that also. But it gets down to like the very end of the game. Like it's one of those things where the material ends up being really evil and both people are just kind of going at it. But at a certain point in the game, you feel an energy about it, I guess. And at a certain point towards the end, I was like, oh, I got his ass. I got his ass. I got his ass. Don't celebrate. Just keep your mind in the game. Keep your mind in the game. The game isn't over with. Don't celebrate. Don't celebrate. It's like those football players who's running in the end zone and they just start showing the ball at the very end and, get slapped it out of their hands. No. I guided this all the way to the end. Guided it to the end. Infinite confidence. Even when I was down in material, there was a thing in me. There was this little spark in me that was deep fucking down. That despite all of the pressure on the three people who's probably watching this, all of the pressure of their eyes about the soapbox that was about to lose the game, I had this little sliver, this little ball, this Tinkerbell-like thing of confidence in me that wouldn't give up, that wouldn't drop morale. Just kept slugging, even though you're getting punched in the face. Kept going. Fucking confidence. Infinite confidence. Alright. Let's get into the game. Let's do the analysis. So, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Where are you from, dude? Dominican Republic, right? Argentina, I was close. Here's the thing. And this is for any kids who's watching or anything else or anybody else who's watching. Losing is not bad. I've been showboating here pretty strongly, so it makes it look like the other person just kind of lost, and it makes it look that much worse because of how much I'm showboating. It's what it is. This is how I feel when I win. Especially when you're beating somebody who's strong. There's no harm in losing to a superior man. None. You should feel no harm and no, you shouldn't feel bad at all about this loss. Alright, so this opening, this is the PRC. This goes into the hypermodern. I explained what hypermodern was in one of my other videos. Now I'm essentially give white the center and make white prove that he can maintain the center. If white can prove that he can maintain the center, then black is probably going to have a really shitty game because he's going to be cramped. If white cannot prove that, then what you will probably find is the center is going to start to fall apart and black's pieces are going to start to take a little bit more dominance, especially working from a distance. So, Dragon Bishop goes in. Alright. This is slightly awkward. I mean, this is not usually the way it's played, but that's fine, is what it is. White wants to try to get activity and assert its dominance early on. I'm not taking any shit off of white on this. Alright, it creates problem for this. I mean, it pins the knight against the king, so the knight is, if anything takes place in the center, this knight is going to not be able to participate. It's not that you can do anything with it immediately, but sometimes tactics are not used immediately. They're used for later on. When other things, it's like, fuck man, I needed $20 that was in the bank, but that $20 is being used for something else. Yeah. The money is there, but the money is being on hold for something else. That knight is on hold for something else. All right, queen backs up the knight. black thrust in the center. Look, hypermodern is fine. Love it. But at a certain point, I throw it overboard. I want my stake in the center. I want my 40 cents in a mule. All right. I need to support what's going on in the center. And this is fighting chess. This is both sides are trying to get some level of dominance. It's almost like if you see two wrestlers going at it. But this is premature. That push is premature because I can't support it. It's not. It's the moment after this. Black has a hard time showing that he can hold on to this without making concessions in his position. The concession that's made in the position is this. But that doesn't solve my issue. Because this is still a weak point. And this gets weaker still the moment that these pawns go away and this queen is just sitting here by herself. So I made the decision to give him what he wants. Give him a pawn. It is easier for me to give it to him as opposed to him just ripping it from me, if that makes sense. Like there's a difference in those things. Me choosing to give up material, even though I don't necessarily want to give up the material, maybe a better position as opposed to me holding on to that material and him ripping it from my cold dead hands. If there's any chance to be held in the game itself, it's going to be to give up that pawn. Alright. And that's just a fuck up. Like, I don't even know what he was getting at on that. He just came away a night. Like, there's a certain hubris in that. Just standing there. I'm not scared of you, dude. I'm not that afraid of you. I'm not going to take that. Give me that and prove it. He couldn't prove it. He didn't have anything. It was just a fuck up. So the game turned. Immediately, the game turns on that. But he still has momentum. And again, I'm trying to get something in this position, but black starts to get more space. And he starts using that space more. I wanted the knight to go here. I thought the knight was in a natural square there. I was having trouble getting it there, though. Maybe that's premature. Should I care about that? This restrains the knight. Meaning the knight has problems here because it makes it weak. Here, in fact, he may be able to take that immediately. No, it doesn't work immediately, but it's still pressure on the position. This, let's see, what happens after this? I suppose he backs that up. But now I have to deal with this. I mean, that's not horrible to deal with. I guess my point is, taking the rook was premature. I didn't need to take the rook immediately. But again, this is a 3-minute game and we're down to a minute. Alright, I'm assuming that this bishop is going to go here at some point. So any move that's made is baked into with the assumption that that bishop is going to go there and kick the queen at some point. By the same token, they have responsibilities. Like, this knight has a responsibility to maintain that pawn in there. By the same token, this knight is under assault. But I don't think he wants to give that bishop up for that pawn. Not to mention, it lets this dragon bishop go, and these two bishops are going to start raining hell over the board. They're going to be uncontested. But I need to support those positions. Alright. Now that's horrible. This is weak on its face. But I wanted to support this pawn. For some reason, I thought I needed to be closer to this pawn. Maybe here was better. I mean, he can't touch that pawn at all. And the fact of the matter is that pawn can even make a jump for it. But this is horrendous. And he's about to exploit that. Don't ask me what... I know what it was. I started getting concerned that this was going to run. That this was the priority, though. And that's what I miss. If I got to give it up, at least give it up on my own terms. My own terms is to rip open your king side. I want you to have a minute to go with queens on the board and you're concerned about your king. That's what I want. He doesn't want that. Because this is blitz after all, and there are other considerations other than the board. If your king position is open during a game where a queen is on the board, it makes it infinitely harder to defend your position. It's moving too fast. The person who's attacking you gets the advantage towards the end of the game if the person is attacking your position. It is harder to know where all of the threats are coming from. You can't know where all of the threats are coming from. The person can do weird stuff sometimes, and the person, so it's not like you can even predict where everything is going. Sometimes a person does stuff like drops a piece in front of your piece just to take up a second of your time. So there are other considerations in blitz other than the position, especially when the time gets low. He knows that. He doesn't want to open his position. Fair enough. There we are. There we are. That's what I want. If you notice, threats. He has 43 seconds. Notice what happens this time. Threats. They start to pile up. All of these moves are threats.
Check.
That's fine. Another.
Check.
Notice his time. Notice, it is hard to get across. There's a pressure that's associated. When you're playing this game, you start feeling a pressure that's on you. You try not to pay attention to it, but you feel it. As the time clock goes down further and further and further, the pressure gets that much more so. And if you're trying to defend yourself, you're moving the mouse around. I can imagine in my head what's taking place. Your time starts getting eaten away. My king is perfectly safe. I don't have to worry about anything. Even if I drop my queen, it takes him a while to get to my king. His king, however, is being knocked around like a ping pong.
Check.
By the way, this is another check that's being threatened when the knight moves.
Check.
Double check. That's called a win. It's called a win. That's what winners do. That's what winners do. All right. I said I was going to keep it to one game. I'm going to keep it to one game. If you guys enjoy the content, please, how long is this? 20 minutes. It takes 20 minutes for one game. I guess so. 3 minutes for each side. 6 minutes plus commentary or analysis. All right, guys. I will see you all in a few. Have a good one.